Good day, students. Let me introduce you my presentation. The theme is Geographical Aspects of English-Speaking Countries. We shall speak about location, relief, climate, flora and fauna, landscape, population, ethnic groups, resources, main industries, and transportation of English-speaking countries. But beforehand, we shall look through vocabulary bank, pay attention to pronunciation of these words and study them. AD, to compare, cartographer, to predict, spherical, to assume, discovery, to date back to, chart landfall, northwards, to put ashore, to claim for the crown, eastern coastline, subway, rockland, stretch, glacier, remote, salmon, evergreen forest, moose, black bear, subtropical, continental, Mediterranean, hemisphere, marine resources, harbor, overcrowding, to sail, bound for, favorable, generate interest, to offer a solution, the District of Columbia, thistle, hickory, oak, to exist, gulf, precipitate, elevated transit line. Okay. Now look at the map below, where countries with English as an official language are shown in different colors. You may see pink colors, orange colors, yellow, and red colors. Discuss it with your partner. In each sentence, use the name of only one country. While discussing, you may use the following expressions and structures, like the English language is used in and at. It is also spoken in. In, you shall add, English is an official language too. And in, again, add your words, they speak English. If you don't know the names of some countries, use the political map of the world. Okay, Canada. We shall speak about geographical features of Canada. It is the vast and rugged land. From north to south, it spans more than half the northern hemisphere. From east to west, it stretches almost 4,700 miles across 6 time zones. It is the second largest country in the world, but it has only 0.5% of the world's population. Canada features black-blue lakes, numerous rivers, majestic western mountains, rolling central plains, and forested eastern valleys. The Canadian Shield, a hilly region of lakes and swamps, stretches across northern Canada and has some of the oldest rocks on Earth. Canada's far north lies in the frozen grip of the Arctic, where ice, snow, and glaciers dominate in the landscape. Few trees grow here, and farming is not practical. Native Canadians, called First Nation people, live in this region by hunting and fishing. Canada's remote north and extensive forests are home to wildlife from bears, wolves, beavers, deer, mountain lions, and bighorn sheep to smaller animals like raccoons, otters, and rabbits. The country's lakes and rivers, which contain about 20% of all fresh water on Earth, are full of fish such as trout and salmon. Canada's prairies in the south are home to bison and pronghorn antelope. Farther north are Canada's sprawling evergreen forests, which have lots of wildlife, including moose and black bears. Even farther north is the cold, bare tundra, where herds of caribou and musk ox live. Canadians work hard to protect the native wildlife. Canada has 41 national parks and 3 marine conservation areas. Nevertheless, species like wolves, lynx, and Atlantic fish have been overhunted and overfished. Okay, now look at this diagram. You may say ethnic groups. So among the ethnic groups, the British prevail 40% and 27% are French people. You may see the dynamics of the population of Canada by years from 1952 till 2019. And it was from 15 and 6 million people till 37 and 4 million people. What about the climate? Canada is in the middle and high latitudes. The most common climates are humid subtropical and continental climate, semi-arid and arid climate, marine west coast and Mediterranean climate, and tundra and ice cap. Let's speak about natural resources of Canada. Canada is rich in natural resources. Some of the most important of these resources are found in the Canadian Shield. They are iron, ore, nickel, zinc, copper, gold, lead, diamonds, and silver. Now look at this text, read it, and answer the questions. Australia. The Commonwealth of Australia is the country of the Southern Hemisphere on the world's smallest continent. It comprises many islands, the major of which is Tasmania. The neighboring countries are Indonesia, East Timor, and Papua New Guinea, and the north to Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, and New Caledonia to the northeast, and the New Zealand to the southeast. Australia consists of 6 states, 2 major mainland territories, and other minor territories. The states are New South Wales, Queensland, South Australia, Tasmania, Victoria, and Western Australia. The 2 major mainland territories are the Northern Territory and the Australian Capital Territory. Australia occupies about 7,006,1700 square kilometers, and it's surrounded by the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Australia is separated from Asia by the Arafura and Timor Seas. By far, the largest part of Australia is desert. Australia is the flattest and driest continent. Only the southeast and southwest corners of the continent have a temperate climate. Most of the population lives along the temperature southwestern coastline. Australia is famous for exotic animals. A great number of national parks and Great Barrier Reef, the world's largest coral reef, which lies a short distance off the northeast coast and extends for over 2,000 kilometers. Now read the sentences and say whether they are true or false. You have 10 minutes. Okay, now look through the text again and find the places described in it on the map below. Define their geographical location towards the continent. Again, you have 5 minutes. Let's speak about geographical peculiarities of the UK. England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales contains many different regions with each unique character and cultural heritage. Most of English consists of lowlands with some mountainous mountainous land in the northwest, north and southwest. The main rivers and estuaries are the Thames, Severn and Humber estuary. The largest urban area is Greater London. London is the capital of the UK, as the whole of England. The flag of England has a red cross on the white field. The symbol of England is red rose. The England proud of their country because of its long history and the great traditions. Scotland's geography is varied, with lowlands in the south and east and highlands in the north and west, including Ben Nevis, the highest mountain of the British Isles. There are nearly 800 islands in Scotland, mainly west and north of the mainland, notably the Hebrides, Orkney Islands and Shetland Islands. The capital of Scotland is Edinburgh. The national emblem is the thistle and the flag is a white cross on the blue field. Wales is most mountainous, the highest peak being Snowdon in 1,085 meters above sea level. However, South Wales is less mountainous than North and Mid Wales. Cardiff, the capital of Wales. The Welsh are proud of their land and language. Their flag is called the Red Dragon and they have two emblems, a look and a daffodil. Northern Ireland, making up the northeastern part of Ireland, is mostly hilly. Belfast is the capital of Northern Ireland. The Irish are also proud of their culture. The Irish national flag is Union Jack now, and their emblem is a shamrock. Look at the map of the UK. Answer the questions. What is Wales washed by? What is Northern Ireland washed by? What is England washed by? What is Scotland washed by? Build your answers according to the following structure. For example, English is washed by in the north or south or west or southwest. Okay. Next, which of the UK's countries is situated on the north of Great Britain? Which of the UK's countries is situated mainly on the southeast of Great Britain? Which of the UK's countries is situated in the west of Great Britain? And the last, which of the UK's countries is situated in the north of another Isles? Let's speak about New Zealand. Read the information and fill in the table. New Zealand is a country of the southwestern Pacific Ocean, comprising two large islands, the North Island and the South Island, the Stewart Island and many smaller islands. New Zealand is notable for its geographical isolation, being separated from Australia to the northwest by the Tasman Sea. The total area is 268,000 square kilometers, is a little less than that of Italy or Japan and a little more than the United Kingdom. The country has extensive marine resources. The South Island is the largest landmass of New England and is divided along its length by the Southern Alps, the highest peak of which is Mountain Cook. It's 3,754 meters. There are 18 peaks over 3,000 meters in the South Island. The North Island is less mountainous than the South, but is marked by volcanism. The highest North Island mountain, Mountain Rapuri, is an active cone volcano. The dramatic and varied landscape of the New Zealand has made it a popular location for the production of television programs and films, including The Lord of the Rings and The Last Samurai. The climate throughout the country is mild and temperate, with temperature rarely falling below zero or rising above 30 degrees in populated areas. Of the main cities, Christchurch is the driest, receiving from only some 25 in rain per year. Auckland, the wettest, receives almost twice that amount. Now, look at this table and try to fill it out. Speak of location of New Zealand, what it consists of. Speak of neighboring countries, what it is washed by. Say the total area. Speak of relief, it means mountains, plains, lakes, climate, resources, cities, population, nationalities. If you want, please find additional material or information. And the USA. Geographical position and population of the USA. The USA is the fourth largest country in the world after Russia, Canada, and China. It is situated in central North America and stretches from the Pacific to the Atlantic Ocean. It borders on Canada in the north and Mexico in the south, and has a sea border with Russia. It also includes Alaska and Hawaii. The total area of the country is 9.5 million square kilometers. The enormous size of the country influences the diversity of landscape, climate, and even people. The USA is a federal republic of Union of 50 states. The capital of the country, Washington, is situated in the special federal area called the District of Columbia. The population of the country is about 206 million people. They are the people of all races and nationalities, either descendants of the immigrants or immigrants who have come to America from all the countries of the world in search of independence and self-realization. It's impossible to generalize about the weather, the landscape, and the way of living, because the nation occupies nearly half of the continent, which is divided into 4 time zones and has almost every type of climate. If you look at the map of the USA, you will see snow-topped mountains and flat prairies, fertile valleys and deserts, the area of tropical heat and Arctic cold. Let's speak about flora and fauna. The dominant features of the vegetation are indicated by the term forest, grasslands, deserts, and alpine tundra. A coniferous forest of white and red pine, hemlock, spruce, jack pine, and balsam fir extends interruptedly in a narrow strip near the Canadian border from Maine to Minnesota and southward along the Appalachian Mountains. There may be found smaller stands of tamarack, spruce, paper birch, willow, alder, and aspen or poplar. An estimated 432 species of mammals characterize the fauna of the continental. There are more than 800 species of birds and more than 10,000 known species of insects. You may also observe more than 311 known reptiles, 295 amphibians, and 1,154 known fish species. Known animals that exist in all of the lower 48 states include white-tailed deer, bobcat, raycoot, muskrat, striped skunk, bars, owl, American mink, American beaver, North American river otter, and red fox. Now let's look at climate of America. The USA has thousands of lakes of all kinds and sizes. The Great Lakes make up the largest group. They are the greatest collection of freshwater lakes in the world, with total area equal to the Great Britain. Here, the famous Niagara Falls precipitate from the highest height of 50 meters. Among salty lakes of the Great Salt Lake, Utah and the Salton Sea in California are the most famous. They are rich in salt. What about the climate? The climate of the country varies greatly from Arctic to in Alaska, through continental in the central part to subtropical in the south. The climate along the Pacific coast is warmer than of the Atlantic coast. The temperature changes little between winter and summer here. In the eastern part of difference between summer and winter, it's distinct, but not so extreme in the north central part, where the difference between winter and summer is 36 degrees and even more. And reservoirs. Among the largest cities of the USA are New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Philadelphia, Detroit, San Francisco, and others. But a great proportion of the country consists of open land, marked with farmhouses and small towns. Let's speak about transport. You may see intercity buses, airport, and railway station. Greyhound Lines is the largest intercity bus company in the United States. There are also many smaller regional buses companies, many of which use the terminal and booking facilities provided by the Greyhound. The USA has advanced air transportation infrastructure, which utilizes approximately 5,000 paved runways. In terms of passengers, 17 of the world's 30 busiest airports are in the United States, including the world's busiest Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. And railway. Nearly all railroads corridors, not including local transit rail system, are owned by private companies, which provide freight service. Amtrak pays these companies for the right to use the track for passenger service. There are approximately 2,400 kilometers of mainline rail routes of the United States, the world's longest national railroad network. Water transport. Water transport is largely used for freight. Passenger service connects mainly the national island and remote coastal areas, crosses lakes, rivers, harbors, and provides alternative access to Alaska, which pacifies Canada. Several major seaports of the United States include New York City on the East Coast and New Orleans and Houston on the Gulf Coast, and Los Angeles on the West Coast. Subway is also called underground tube or metro, underground railway system used to transport large number of passengers with urban and suburban areas. Subways are usually built under city streets for case of construction, but they may take shortcuts and sometimes must pass under rivers. Outline sections of the system usually emerge above ground, becoming conventional railway or elevated transit line. Subway trains are usually made of a number of cars operated on the multiple unit system. Now look at the list of your home tasks. First, you have to start a vocabulary bank. Learn these words, translate all texts, and imagine that you are working in the travel agency. Search for information of Transport of Britain for your clients. You have to prepare a list of hotels in some big cities of Great Britain for your clients. Thank you for your attention.